We are the Veil of Voices. My name is Ray, and we were diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder in September of 2025. Feel free to pop me on in the background while you get stuff done, because today I'm gonna yap about accommodating alters when you have DID. If you are new into discovery or diagnosis, then this is probably the video for you. What you're going to notice as time moves forward is that a lot of alters might be extremely uncomfortable in your body, wearing clothes that don't match their energy. So I came up with kind of a list. I got a lot of help from my community Discord server, The Lake. If you want to join that, the link's in the description. But they helped me out a lot with coming up with ideas for different ways that you can accommodate alters to feel more comfortable in the body. This is going to matter a lot when you go into recovery and when you start doing treatment for DID. Something you need to really prioritize is earning the trust, patience, and appreciation of alters. My number one thing on this list for stuff you can do to accommodate your alters is identity affirming items. Let's say you're in a body that is AFAB and you might have a male alter. They would super appreciate like a binder, a packer, something like that. Even no matter what gender the alter may have, makeup could be super useful because you can use makeup to look more masculine. That's what I did. I have stuff in my eyebrows right now to make my eyebrows look more masculine. There's a lot of other identity affirming stuff that you can do that doesn't have to do with gender, like clip-on piercings, wigs, temporary hair dye, different shoes, press-on nails, stuff like that. Maybe even like fake glasses. Like if you don't need glasses, like a prescription, you could get glasses that they like. Communication cards or apps. Oftentimes, and this isn't for everyone that has DID, but there tends to be a few alters that have a hard time communicating. And that could just be because it's hard to put the words together, or they might have an issue with being verbal, like mutism, or being nonverbal with autism. Some alters might experience that differently based on whether you have autism or not. And things like communication cards and apps that talk out loud for them could be really helpful for them expressing their needs when necessary. Invest in your alter's interests. If you don't already have stuff that meets your alter's interests, like let's say they really like to draw, or they like origami, or they like reading, and you don't have like a bunch of stuff for that alter to express themselves creatively and like enjoy hobbies and not worry about all the trauma survival stuff all the time, just let them kind of enjoy themselves when they're around, you should absolutely invest in some stuff that they'll enjoy doing when they're front. A big thing is clothing. Clothing can completely change like your whole vibe. Even like your hairstyle and stuff like that. Get masculine clothing, feminine clothing. Let these alters express themselves in ways that they're comfortable. If they want to claim like a sweater or something, let them. Personal spaces. I'm not talking like a whole room for themselves. I'm talking a portion of a shelf or maybe a drawer in your dresser, just dedicated to that alter's items. Back when we lived with our parents, our mom got these Ipsy bags every month and would give a lot of them to us if she didn't like the bag. And we did use a few of those bags to store alter's items in a much more small, compact, and more covert kind of way. A medical card. Let's say you're out in public by yourself and you switch, and that alter doesn't know where they are, or if they don't know what's going on, or where they're supposed to be, who they're supposed to be meeting, who they're supposed to be with. One big thing you can do is travel with a medical card on you. The medical card has information like your address, your full name, your date of birth, any medical issues that you might have, including DID. Also including emergency contacts, like maybe your parents or somebody you really trust to help you in those sort of situations when you don't really know what's going on because of the amnesia. So big thing that has made us feel a lot safer when we're traveling by ourselves is having a medical card. Separate accounts on social media. So there's a few social media apps and services that do alternate account stuff. Tumblr, you could have side blogs, like 30 of them. I don't even know how many, but so many. Different alters could have each of their own. Instagram lets you do 5 alternate accounts at a time. Discord lets you do alternate accounts. I don't know how many, but it's still pretty cool. TikTok even, you could have multiple accounts on TikTok. A lot of these things do that, and especially if your alter spends a lot of time online and they have like different interests from the rest of the system, or they just kind of want to have their own space to express themselves. A collaborative grocery shopping list. Your alters might have snacks or foods that they really like, but none of the other system really likes it, so they rarely get it. And that's sad. Like, get them their snacks that they like. Ask for their input. Leave notes. Try to get them to kind of contribute and add to it. Like, do you want, I don't know, apples, berries, like a snack like chips, bulldog, stuff like that. Individual playlists on music apps. We have a ton of playlists for every different alter, and they kind of just add the music that they like, you know? Sensory accommodations. Sunglasses, compression clothing like compression socks, again, binders, stuff like that. Noise canceling headphones, jewelry, like if they're a nail biter or something like that to help them get that stress out on something other than themselves. Super helpful. Fidgets, aromatherapy, different stuff like that can really help people out. Hygiene. Not every alter is going to want to smell like Axe. Not every alter is going to want to smell like Axe. They might want to smell feminine and flowery, or they might want to have kind of a musk to it, maybe like a natural smell like lavender or vanilla, something that just smells like them. This is another big one that I wasn't really sure whether I should add it on this video because it's a little bit harder to explain, especially if you're new to learning about this condition. But a lot of people with DID have psychosomatic symptoms. An alter may feel something happening to their body that is such a reality to them that it affects the physical body. They might have a limp because of a leg injury that they have internally. They might have a hard time walking just because they don't have legs internally, right? So mobility aids for people with psychosomatic symptoms, even if you have a disability in general, having different mobility aids per alter because they could interact with each disability differently. It's life-changing, super helpful. If you travel like pretty frequently, it is super, super helpful to have a map app open. Like, you know, Maps, Google Maps, whatever. And then just have it showing you like where you're going. Apps like that, it can help you because if you switch while traveling, it'll help the alter who comes in know where you're going and what you're doing. And especially if you're traveling like on the bus or something, you don't want to get lost. So it'll help them out a lot. It's also just useful in general. This one's a little bit more specific to each person, but apps and advice and like super available stuff that helps alters manage menstrual cycles for if you're AFAB or if you have a period. Information about how to insert a tampon, how to put on a pad, hygiene during that time, snacks that help, heating pads, stuff like that. Just like maybe a little care package. And like information on how to manage that. Because some alters, they might be too young to understand a period or super uncomfortable with it. Or they could be a male alter who is like super, super dysphoric and has like no idea what to do about it. Super helpful. Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you want to check out my other content, I got other accounts. I got more videos coming. Thank you so much for hanging out. Bye.